to start by acknowledging that we're on unceded Stala territory. Wanted to thank the Research and Resource Center for letting us all gather here. Such a beautiful space. So enjoy coming down here. It's starting to feel like a second home in some ways. I'm just trying to do what Grand Chief Stuart Phillip reminded me of a few weeks ago, and I heard him speak, and I guess it was back in December. Not to sit on your gifts, and everyone has talents, everyone has things they're good at, and you can all bring those, and every little thing is important. For me, I don't have a lot of money to contribute, but I have my art, and so that's why I was hoping it could perhaps raise some funds for the group, get to support our work and the work of other frontline people. It's such a tough thing to stand up and oppose all these forces. The black snake has so many heads, and it's hard to know which one to chop off. They're all over the place, from mining to fracking to oil pipelines, gas pipelines, fish farms. Can't forget the fish farms, of course. And it's so important to not only protect the water, but the salmon are the lifeblood of this coast, and without them, everything else is diminished, and we're not far behind. We must all stand up and protect these things. Sometimes it feels daunting and overwhelming. Sometimes it's easy to get discouraged and see the losses, and you know, it's hard not to get discouraged. But I think what we all need to remember is that we do these things, I think, not only to protect these vital things that we all need, but to protect something inside of us that would die if we didn't stand up. Protect our heart and our spirits that would be diminished by not standing up. You have to. Not only are we protecting the world around us, but protecting ourselves and our children and our spirits. So I think that's something we should always remember when we confront these forces that seem unstoppable. I think it's those groups and people who have that long-term vision in mind that have the most success. And for me, my love of nature started young. I grew up in a place that sees a lot of derision over the years, Surrey. And I was lucky to grow up in a time when Surrey was a wonderful place for a young person to grow up. We had lots of farms and fields and rivers and valleys and streams and ravines to play in, and that's where I did play. Those are my favorite spaces. I was lucky enough to have a big forest right at the end of my street, and that's where I played some of my fondest memories there. And it was such a big tract of forest that kids from other neighborhoods, we would meet in the middle. I never knew these kids. I never went to school with them, and sometimes the interactions would be friendly, and sometimes they wouldn't. I can remember even pits being dug, covered with branches, you know, stuff like that. Greatest memories of playing in the forest, and still the smell of cedar can come to me, and it brings back all those memories and all those wonderful places. And it was with great sorrow that I saw that forest come down, and many of the others that were around. And I think that's when I first started to feel the pain of the loss of the natural world, and made me want to somehow give voice to that. And I guess with my artwork from a young guy, from a teenager, and until my early 20s when I went to university to study art, my work has always been about giving voice to nature, Mother Earth, honoring the earth, and I felt so lucky to pursue that, and to always be striving to touch the spirit of nature, and to understand what that means to me and those around us, and it was, I guess, in 2012 when the Harper government brought in all their attacks on our environmental legislation, which also represented the largest attack on Native treaty rights. Because of that, something clicked inside of me. It was like a declaration of war. I had a physical response that this is war. I cannot sit back and be a shy artist, afraid to stand up anymore. I've got to use my voice, my free voice as an artist, to say something, to stand up. And so that's what I've been trying to do with this series. These are two of the pieces from the series. There's another small one so far. I don't want to make any money off this series because I didn't do it to make money. I knew when I went into to become an artist I was saying goodbye to money in a lot of ways, but to me this isn't about money, it's about raising awareness, and if it can raise any money, that money should be used to do good things and support people standing up to protect what we all need. And so that's why I did this series, and so proud to stand with all you people from the Wild Salmon Defenders Alliance and others who support them. You know, it's such important work. I know that the salmon is a really good thing to protect, because if we can protect the salmon, we can protect so many other things. It really does touch on everything that we hold dear in BC here and in our home. And I'm just proud to be standing with all of you and to try and as Grand Chief Stuart Phillip said, not sit on my gifts, to get them out there. And so I didn't really want to make tonight about me, because I wanted it to be about the group, about the good work we're doing, about the launch, the soft launch of this print. And so I'm really happy you could all make it out here tonight. Thanks for coming.